What's up guys, it's Mark, and today we're going to do a little bit of a different video. We're still going to be talking about MLB baseball, but no particular news in general, just the MLB season as a whole. Because I'm not sure if you guys realize, but this playoff race right now in the National League and in the American League West is going to be insane and is currently so exciting. Now, before we do get going deeper into this video, make sure you guys do leave a like on this video. It's very much appreciated by me. Helps me get recommended so new people see my stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you are one of those new people and you want to see more content on this channel. And let me know in the comments section down below what playoff race you're keeping the closest eye on, what you're excited about in the last month of the season in September. So like I said, there are a ton of close races in Major League Baseball right now. You've got the American League West, you got the NL Central, you got the NL West, you got the the entire National League is just up for grabs right now. The American League is pretty much set. Like I said though, the American League West, now that's some interesting stuff, because the American League East, we got the Red Sox who are going to win the division. The Central, we've got the Indians who are going to win the division. And then the wild card is pretty much going to be the Yankees and whoever doesn't win the division in the West. In the West, we've got the Astros and the A's. Now the Mariners are technically still in it, but like I said during the trade deadline, I don't expect them to be a playoff team. They made no moves. Well, they didn't make good moves. So the Mariners, we're throwing them out of the conversation in this video. We're not worried about them right now. The teams we're worried about are the A's and the Astros. They just finished a 3-game series in Houston. Amazing series, by the way. First game of the series, the Astros won 11-4, but if you're watching it, it was actually a very close game at the start. The Astros just blew up that A's bullpen, though. In game 2, the Oakland A's won because Nick Martini, in the top of the 9th inning, hits a double off Roberto Osuna to drive in the go-ahead run and bring the A's back to 1.5 of the Astros in the West. And then today we got another fantastic game with the A's and the Astros going down to the wire. Tyler White comes up to the plate, 1 out in the 9th, and hits a walk-off solo home run right into the Crawford boxes in left field. So the Astros now have a 2.5 game lead over the A's, but it still looks like it's anybody's division. It's so close. Now, honestly, who's the better team? We all know it's the Astros, but the Oakland A's have surprised everybody. Nobody could have predicted that this was coming, that they'd be competing for the American League West. You could have maybe said wild card, and you might have even been crazy then. But the American League West is up for grabs for the Oakland A's, and it's really going to be an interesting race coming down the stretch. Unfortunately for us baseball fans, that is the last series of the Astros and the A's for this season. So as long as the Astros keep playing good baseball, they're going to be in good shape to win the division. But if not, Oakland's going to get it, and the loser is going to have to play the Yankees. And if you're a Yankees fan, you should be keeping an eye on this race because you want to play Oakland way more than you want to play Houston. We all know that. Houston is definitely the overall better team, and with that pitching staff in a playoff game, in a 1-game thing where they can just basically throw whoever they want, that's a tough matchup for the Yankees, even if they are the home team. So the American League, we know what's going on. But let's go cover now the National League, which is absolutely insane. The division is up for grabs in all 3 divisions. The National League East is between the Braves and the Phillies. The Braves have extended their lead on the Phillies, who haven't been playing great baseball of late. They are up now 4.5 games on them in the National League East. What makes this race so interesting between these 2 teams is that they still have to play each other 7 times. 7 of the last 10 games for the Braves and the Phillies are going to be against each other. So regardless of how far it gets right now, it is going to be intense at the end of September. And for people who love baseball, it's going to be playoff atmosphere. It's going to be awesome stuff. I know I'm going to be watching, that's for sure. Personally, I think the Braves are the better team in the National League East. I think they're going to go ahead and win the division. I don't know if the Phillies are honestly even going to make the playoffs because in the wild card, which we'll get to in a little bit, they're still a little bit far behind as well. And honestly, I think they probably have the best chance in the East because of these 7 games left against the Braves. I just think the Braves are overall a better team. Personally, when I look at the Phillies, like I said in my Jose Bautista video, which in case you didn't see, card on the top right-hand corner of the screen. But I'm not crazy about that lineup. I really don't understand how they played so well. I'm not going to knock them though, because they have been far better than I thought they were going to be this year, and I think most Philly fans thought. And as a Philly fan, you shouldn't be discouraged if you don't make the playoffs because you are way ahead of schedule, like I said yesterday. But the Braves just look way too good. I see that team and I go, I get it. They have a lot of really good players. The Phillies, they got Aaron Nola. They got Jake Arrieta, who's struggling a little bit. They got some young guys in the bullpen. They got some young guys in their lineup. I don't think they're quite there yet, but I'm not going to knock them until the season's over. There's been crazier things that have happened, especially with the Phillies and my New York Mets. Now we move over to the National League Central, where we've got the Cubs, the Brewers, and the Cardinals all fighting for that division. Crazy to think that the Pirates at the trade deadline were fighting for it because they're now 14 games out. Yeah. That backfired on them. But the Cubs have a 4-game lead on the Cardinals, 5.5 on the Brewers. The Chicago Cubs have 6 games left versus the Brewers and 3 against the St. Louis Cardinals. So even though the division lead's a little lengthy on them, it's not huge, but it's not small. It's not 1 game. A lot can still happen here. Now, personally, I think the Cubs are going to win the division. I think they're the best team in that division. The Brewers, while they might have bolstered their offense, I still can't believe that they got absolutely no pitching help again this this offseason. What am I talking about? Offseason. Let's slow it down. But I can't believe they didn't get any pitching help at the trade deadline or yet in August. It's unbelievable to me. Because everybody and their mom knows that the Brewers pitching isn't very good. So I can't believe that Moustakas and Scope were their targets, not pitchers. But I don't know. Maybe they know what they're doing. Personally, though, and I think most people around the league are going, you did this last year and it didn't work. Why are you trying to repeat it? The Cardinals have played amazing baseball since Mike Matheny left. Mike Schilt just got named the new manager of the team, no longer interim, so that's great for him. And him being hired as a full-time manager is big because that means Joe Girardi's not going to be a Cardinals manager. Hint, hint, Mets, let's fire Mickey Callaway and go get him to be our manager. But the Cardinals have been playing good baseball, and that kind of makes sense. You look at their team, it's really not that bad. It's a pretty solid lineup and got decent pitching as well. So it was really just a whole coaching thing, a managerial thing. They had to get rid of Matheny. They were not playing Cardinal baseball, and since then, they've played their way into a playoff spot, which when they fired Matheny, you did not think was possible for this team. You thought that they were done. It was time to rebuild. They trade Tommy Pham. They got rid of some players. You thought, what are the Cardinals doing? Are they done? But no, the Cardinals have come back and they're playing great baseball. And then, of course, the Cubs, best team in the division. They got the most balanced lineup, most balanced pitching rotation. Cole Hamels has been amazing for them. He has just had an absolute revelation there. I also don't know if that's how I use the word revelation. It felt right. I'm trying to be smart. I mean, he looks like Cole Hamels from the Phillies days. I think his ERA is .69. Nice. And he's just been absolutely lights out for the Cubs, who need some pitching help. Because Yu Darvish is out for the year. He's not going to be playing, so you can't depend on his arm later on in the year. But I think the Cubs are going to be the team to beat in the National League Central. They got Daniel Murphy. They got Cole Hamels. They added a lot of good stuff to their team. They're pretty strong. They have a nice lead. I think they're going to be fine. And then the National League West, we technically have 4 teams involved. The Giants are only 6 games out, but everyone's kind of counted them out, kind of like the Mariners in the American League West. But you've got the Dodgers, Rockies, and Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks and Rockies being tied, Dodgers 1 game back of them. The rest of the schedule for the Dodgers, they have 6 games against the Diamondbacks and 6 games against the Rockies left. So 12 games against the top guys in the division, not to mention they also play the Giants another 3 times. They have to play the Cardinals. They also have to play the Mets, Reds, and Padres, so those are easy wins. But that schedule is pretty tough. But if the Dodgers can come out of it with a pretty decent record in September, they're probably going to win the National League West. Only 1 game back. Like I said, they play the Diamondbacks and Rockies 6 times each. If they can come out of those series with winning records, they're going to be looking really good. Personally, I think it's going to be the Dodgers. I can't believe that it's not doing that this year. They've been so underwhelming. Their pitching hasn't been consistent. Their hitting hasn't been consistent. Everything's just been off for them. Kenley Jansen's even not pitching well. I know he had the heart issue scare, which is always terrifying. You don't want anything to happen to the guy. But they've just been super off this year, and they shouldn't be playing this poorly. They're a good team. And again, I say playing poorly, they're still playing pretty well. It's just, you didn't expect them to be in a race at the end of the season. You thought they were going to run away with the West. The Diamondbacks and Rockies have 7 games left to play against each other, 4-3. Again, just like the Dodgers, they're in a great situation where if they can come out of September with a winning record, they probably will be the National League West representative. But it's not going to be 3 of them. They're going to have to... Someone's gonna have to fight it out and win. If I had to put teams ahead of each other, I honestly think the Diamondbacks are probably 3rd on my list. I like the Rockies a bit. I love their offense. Nolan Arenado, Trevor Story, those guys are beasts. And their pitching staff has been pitching better than everyone expected again. And the Diamondbacks, I know Paul Goldschmidt's a beast. I know David Peralta is having an insane year, but I just don't know if they can do it. Their bullpen's not that strong. Starting pitching's a little bit inconsistent. Personally, if I was betting, I'd be going Dodgers, Rockies, Diamondbacks, which is funny because that's almost inverse of what the actual standings are now. But that's just the way I feel. And now we get to the National League wild card, which is crazy because we've just talked probably for a long time about each division, and we still have a little bit more playoff baseball to talk about. This might be one of the best playoffs races the MLB has ever seen. But currently in the wild card, we got St. Louis in 1st, Milwaukee in 2nd, getting those first 2 spots. Arizona, Colorado, half game back. The Dodgers are 1.5 back. The Phillies are 2.5 back. The Nationals and Giants are 6 and 6.5 back. So not going to worry about them. So we've got Phillies, Dodgers, Rockies, Diamondbacks, Brewers, Cardinals. That's 6 teams arguably vying for 2 spots left in the wild card. That is an amazing race. Essentially, the point I want to make with this video is that there's going to be some amazing baseball for you guys to watch down the stretch before the playoffs even start. So I highly suggest watching. If you have MLB TV and your team's maybe in a game that's not that important, go ahead and watch some of these teams play. They're going to be in tight playoff races because the atmosphere, the intensity, everything's going to be amazing. I know I'm excited for the MLB playoff race coming down the stretch. I would love to know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section down below. So get down there, comment, let's have a conversation. Who you think's going to come out in the playoffs. I I will be doing playoff predictions when that time comes, as well as MVP, Cy Young, all the awards. Just waiting for a little bit longer, probably, you know, towards the end of the season. Make sure to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy. It'd be very much appreciated to me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy the content. We're close to 30K, guys. I'd love to hit it sooner than later. And that's pretty much going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy that, you might want to click this because YouTube recommends you watch it, as well as this is my most recent upload, Jose Bautista video, and you can click this right here to subscribe as well. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.